Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back, the Real Ball Talk crew. Listen, John's gonna be here in a bit, but we're gonna get things cracking, man. We're gonna get things cracking. It's gonna be quite a short episode today, but we've got a lot to discuss. I think a lot of transfer news flying about. But let's introduce the man then. Rash, what you telling me?
What's going on, man? Everything's all good. Alhamdulillah. Happy to be here. Ready to talk some ball talk, you know what I'm trying to say? See what's going on in transfer markets. Hope everyone's all right.
Oh, bless, man. Happy to hear it. Jeff, what you telling me, man?
Yeah, man, all good. Transfer window's picking up, man. That's really picking up. So yeah, here to talk some shit with you guys, man.
Not a word of a lie there. I mean, let's just start off with Aston Villa, because I know we're going to talk about the big players and that, but what are they playing at, man? What's going on? Tell you what. Wait, did I just see what I thought I saw from Sky Sports, that Ings has gone to Aston Villa and Ings ain't dead. Ings can score goals. Top goal scorer for Southampton for how many years?
2 years.
Wait. This don't make sense. Villa.
Listen,
are they New City?
Villa have been on smoke since the beginning of the transfer window. They're just bidding for big boys. They don't care. They're saying, yo, we want this guy. They're outbidding certain men. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Getting players going to them, choosing over some big clubs. Do you know what I mean? And now they're just showing what they can do again. No one even knew this was even in the pipeline. So just like that, zap, he's gone.
It's a mean window, you know. Like Buendia, Leon Bailey, and now Ings. And it's still don't think they're done.
Imagine this. Yeah, didn't you hear the other day he went last week, bro?
From Bundesliga, the Jamaican kid.
Yes, bro.
They got into Villa.
Yeah, bro.
They're not playing around. Grealish is replaced. That's how you know Grealish is gone. They've spent the Grealish money.
They spent that already.
And they're still going to look at like a Ward-Prowse. Like, I don't know if they're going to come with a new bid.
Yeah, but look, they even bid for Ward-Prowse. They're showing their intentions. They're saying, look, we want to be the Aston Villa of back in the day. We want to be big players in this thing now. Look, this is what we're doing. This is the moves we're making.
I respect it, man. I can't lie.
How much for Aston Villa season ticket and a kit, eh? Let's check this out.
Don't go that far, mate.
No, but I mean, if we're being real, we're looking at Aston Villa. Last season they had a good season, right? There was some spurts we saw of them where I think there was at one point in the top 4.
Probably early on.
Yeah, early on. And then Martinez, funny enough, he came from Arsenal. That's where it probably started, with them thinking they're big. They got the big balls now. Going to us and taking our best goalkeeper. Some would argue. I know. Rash thinks that anyway. That was our best goalkeeper. But starting from that and then doing very well, because they weren't too bad. They kept a few clean sheets with Mings and I can't remember who's at the back who plays there. I can't remember. But not worried. I don't want to say worried. I hate using that word. Should we expect something different from the Villa we've been seeing for the past 10 years to see potentially this season? What do you boys think?
I don't know, because it looks like they're losing Grealish, so that's where their play used to come from. Like everything was reliant on Grealish, so they're gonna spread it more now. I guess it's gonna be Bailey, it's gonna be Buendia, whoever else they buy, or El Ghazi or whoever else it is. But they're good. They could be very, very dangerous, but it could also take a while for them players to settle. Like Bailey has never been in this league. Buendia has about 2 years ago now. But on paper, it looks good because they got Ings. Watkins had a good year last year.
Yeah.
That Wesley guy is back. He was out for like 18 months. They still got McGinn and Douglas Luiz. They got people like Traore coming off the bench. Target. Like Mings is, for that level, is good.
Yeah.
Like it's a good team, like on paper, but you'll see, like, because they spend a lot of money, you got to see how this gels, in it when season starts.
Yeah, no, facts. What are you saying, Rash?
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head right there. They may have split Jack Grealish into 3, because in reality, Jack Grealish was doing the work for 3 men at 3 different positions. Do you understand? So they've done that, and the only setback for that is how quick they can gel, how quick they can fit into the squad and fit with what the manager wants to do, so that it becomes fluid, you know. And that's the only setback I think they have for them. But other than that, like Jeff was saying, on paper they got a really good squad. Competing for titles, no, but definitely competing to be competitors. They're definitely, I think they've got a team that can do that.
Yeah, and I've got to agree with both of you, man. I think they're spending that Grealish run because if we're being real, we can kind of make a transition into City now. 100 mil for Grealish, is that? What's your thoughts on that? I don't want to say too much. What's your thoughts on 100 mil for Grealish?
Well, what's your thoughts on that?
Cool. Okay, cool. I mean, I'll try to deflect it off me, but I'll answer.
Ain't gonna work, sir.
No, I'll answer your question. Dan, where's John when you need him? Do you know what? 100 mil for Grealish is verified in my opinion. If I'm being honest, for his age, the talent he brings, the lot, and the positions he can potentially play, I think it's validated. I had a conversation. The reason why I brought this up because I had a conversation about this when it first come up, and then everyone was giving their point of view and said that's too much, man. I thought he's going to be about 70, he's going to be about 80, or this and that. But they haven't sold anyone, and they want Kane and this and that. But come on, it's City. They're not stupid. If anyone can offload players, it's City. If anyone can bring in talent, it's City. Do you know what I mean? So the question is, should certain players in City be worried? And I'm going to say yes, because if you're getting a player for 100 mil, he's definitely going to play. And you've got players like, I think it's Fernando Torres or something. Ferran Torres. He should be worried because he ain't Grealish's level. He's good, but Grealish is better. Sterling, they can batter out. We've seen Sterling from the Euros. He still got it in him. And Mahrez, that's the kind of people he'll be battling to get that top spot. So for me, it's a good bit of business. Money-wise, is it validated? I'm going to say yes as well.
Based on what you're saying there in regards to who's going to be competing, it also depends on how Pep wants to use him as well. I mean, if Pep could use him in a whole different way, that could make a lot of people in other positions think, okay, maybe I've got to be thinking about my position. Could get Bernardo. He could be thinking, okay, my position is at risk now as well. Could even be thinking about what's the young kid who was just at Euros? What's his name? Yeah. Foden, yeah. Could have been could Foden's position as well, could be at jeopardy as well. He's trying to work himself into that position. It could be a battle between the two. Like, he could affect more than just two positions. I think he could affect probably 3 or 4, to be honest, where people could be worried about their positions and whether he's going to get regular football instead of them. In regards to the amount of money spent, well, I wouldn't say 100. I'm not surprised that it's gone for that. Him being like as good as he is, being young, and being English, you know what I mean, as well. Like, there's definitely gonna be a hefty price behind it. I mean, look, we paid 50 million for White, yeah, and that's based off what 1 season in with Brighton, yeah. He's got a good track record, but he ain't got like a record. You know what I'm trying to say? A record of success. He hasn't got a record of success, and he's gone for 50 million based on the fact that he's had good seasons every time he's played. But in reality, it's because he's British. It's not because everyone's seen a lot from him and everyone rates him like that. So everyone's seen Grealish like that and rates him like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And him being young and English, they've seen him and what he can do. Do you know what I mean? So am I expecting him to be those prices? Yes. Do I think it should be that way? No. I think it should be about a 70 million mark, 70 to 80 million mark. I think, with possible a few add-ons just to sweeten it up. But yeah, City are showing their intent. I mean, everyone's thinking City are not the team. Even I'm saying that they're not the team to spend over 50, 60 million on a player. That's just not what they do. They're showing that if they want someone, they'll spend it. And Tottenham should prepare themselves for the departure of Kane.
No, I hear that. From just going off this Grealish or Bernardo Silva quickly. Just going back to what you said about Foden, I don't think Foden needs to worry. I think Foden's going to play that David Silva role. I feel like he's quite cemented. I don't think Pep will play him on the wings. If I'm being honest, he's too good behind the striker, and he can play them balls in. And I think Pep. There was a reason why Pep's bigging him up. But yeah, just going back to this Grealish or Bernardo Silva. For me, Grealish, Bernardo Silva hasn't had a good year, but it's only 1 year out. But he's still a quality player. Is he going to be sold or again? Nah, I think they'll keep him and all. But Jeff, what are you saying? What do you think on this?
I think Foden should be worried because he's still young, isn't it? Very young. But based off last year, he probably was thinking that I'm trying to cement this start now. That I'm trying to be a fixture in this team. And Grealish coming in, like Rash said, a lot of people's positions are like potentially in jeopardy because Grealish can play on the left and play in behind the striker. I think he could probably play centre mid too. There's no reason why he can't. Like, he's good enough to. The reason he holds on to the ball at Villa, I think, is because I don't think he really trusts anyone around him. He just tries to do it alone. And it worked. So for Pep to spend this kind of money, like Rashid also is out of character. So he must have a plan for him in where he thinks he could play and what he's going to mold him into. So I don't think it's going to be the same Grealish that we've seen where he's just Johnny Big Bollocks, like doing whatever he wants on the pitch. Like, it's going to be a totally different Grealish, probably a more effective Grealish. Like, because at Villa, you can be the big fish in a small pond, but like this is the big move to see. Like, all right, you've seen what you can do. Can you do it at Champions League, Premier League, at the elite level? Like, can you do it on a consistent basis? And can you dislodge someone like Sterling? Like, because Sterling gonna come out swinging if he stays. Like, he ain't just gonna hand over his place. And he shouldn't. Like, that Euros probably gave him a bit of confidence after like lackluster season or whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see where Grealish plays. I don't think he'll be the right, personally. I just think he's one of those players. He's like a Rashford. Like, I don't think they'll look as good on the right. I think they just like the left and the fear of them cutting in and whatnot. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know about the Kane thing, but that one still remains to be seen. I guess we'll talk about that as well. But yeah, this Grealish move, it's a good move. Like I said, I don't think anyone's touching this Premier League if City buy Grealish and Kane. Like, everyone wave goodbye. It don't matter what you do for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts. Yeah, big up, man. We know we've seen it. And yeah, no, we're getting into it. But because we touched on the Kane thing as well. Do you feel like this is let's go to a different world, conspiracy theory kind of thing? Why bid so much for Grealish when initial talks were around 70 to 80? So it's additional 20. I think 20 might not be much to City, but is this saying if it was to go for one and bid, we'd rather have Grealish over Kane? Or have they got the money and Kane's definitely coming and let's call a spade a spade. Kane's been very disrespectful right now, yeah, to Spurs fans. I know they love him because this guy will say, listen, he's being honest with himself. I'm not going to win anything with Spurs. I've got goals, I've got ambitions, I need to achieve something. And he's been very honest to the fans. Not turning up to training and everything or practice staying elsewhere. It's quite disrespectful, don't you think? But I'll let you boys take it away and let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, part of me says like it's disrespectful, yeah, because you should kind of like speak with your like board and whatever and say, listen, like when I return, like I want this to happen. But at the same time, if you agreed a 6-year deal and you said, or there was an agreed gentleman's agreement and he's not honoring it because he's raising the price of you by like 40 mil to make you unattractive to the team you want to go to, then this might be the only way to get the job done. Like, make sure there's a rift. Almost threaten to like not play. Like, even see what Suarez tried it didn't work. But I think Kane's got a bit more leverage at Spurs. And if Kane doesn't play and they don't replace him, Spurs are fucked. personally. Like Son can prove he can do it, but the people behind him, like there ain't no Bell. Bell's not there to help them out. It's gonna be just Son. Like, and on Bailey, who knows if he's even gonna play? Who's gonna, like, what's gonna happen? Like, Kane rest their laurels on someone like Kane, innit? So for him, you can't afford, like, Tottenham are not a good enough team, nor do they have enough disposable income to just have a man like that sitting there. Yep. So it might be a little disrespectful, but I understand it because you need to get your move in it, really.
No, big facts. Well, actually, I want to bring that into you because obviously you know the Palace boys and stuff. So a couple of years back, or even 2 years back, Zaha said he put in a transfer request and he wants to go. Right? He said he wants to go, and he didn't really protest. He acknowledged. Fans were booing him. They'll call him every name under the sun, and that's where the racism started coming from his own fans and stuff. And that's why he's tackling and stuff himself. He still turned up to training though, and he still played. So Kane is now doing the same thing. However, he's not turned up to training, and he's declared that he won't be playing against City in the first game of the season. Can I get your thoughts, please?
Well, in regards to the Zaha situation, I mean, he did what I think most of us would probably do anyway. You know, we let it be known that we want to leave. We may even let people know that we want to leave just to try and force it and let it be something that's expected to happen, so it just happens. But deep down, we're not disrespectful people. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But honourable people. He's going to just do what he's going to do. He plays for the club. He's not going to disrespect it or dishonour his character, because obviously there's a hard enough stigma against him being a young black man anyway. He doesn't want to do anything to harm it further, probably. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, but just announcing something is cause for a young black player to get criticism from. You know what I mean? But you have to know who you're dealing with when you're dealing with Kane. Kane's the great white hope. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's the guy in football in England that everyone is saying, that's our captain, that's our leader, this is Kane, he's better than sliced bread. So in reality, you're not going to expect people to really get on the backs of him. In reality, they're going to just get on the backs of Spurs instead and say, you're taking the piss, you should let the boy go if he wants to go. You know, it's like that mum, you know, whose son beat someone up, and then they come to go, well, what was your boy doing to him to make him want to do that? Rather than tell, you know what I mean? He's never going to get told off. But outside of that kind of lens, Kane's got to do what he's got to do, because he knows he ain't ever going to win anything at Tottenham, and he's given them the time to do so. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it hasn't happened. So he's got to do what he's got to do. I think with City paying that much for Grealish, it isn't them saying that we think Grealish is better than Kane and that's who we're going for over Kane, so Kane is off. I think it's more of, okay, you think that we don't spend over 50 to 60 million on a player. I will flex on you. I will tell you what, you're saying 150 million because you think we're not going to talk to you. We'll splash 100 mil now. And let you know we've just got that there. He was secondary, but we just got that there. We'll come and get your boy if we want him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I reckon City was just flexing a little bit, showing what they've got and showing their intentions on what they will do. You know what I mean? But Kane himself, do I think he should go to training? No, man. Why are you going to play with Tottenham? They're shit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, stay in your yard, bruv. He's saying them men are in JA or something like that. Don't come home. Standard. Chill with the man them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, do that until they're ready to put pen to paper and start talking about your move. Do you know what I mean? Got to do what you got to do in this game, because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your journey. You can't be in control of that.
I hear what you're saying. John's about to jump on, by the way, so I want to get his thoughts on obviously all of this. He's about to just message me, about to jump on. But yeah, I mean, in our respective workplace, I know it's different when you go into the sports industry. In our respective workplace, you turn up to work and you go, can I get a pay rise? Or can I get the promotion you've asked me for? I want my job title to change from senior to supervisor, manager, whatever it is. We don't turn up to work and we say, no, I'm not coming into work until this happens. We're getting the sack. We're getting the sack. We're going to HR. They're telling us to do one.
It depends, though, Jay. It depends. And the reason why I say it depends, is like this. If you are an asset to this company and you say, I'm going to leave this year and I'm going to go to this company and make how much more money, and they say to me, please don't leave. Look, give us 4 more years. We'll pay you whatever you want, rare, and we'll make it work for you. Yeah. And I say, look, nah, we can do that big transfer price. We can do that deal between me and you, but only as leverage for you, because in reality, I want to be gone in a year. Then I'll give you another year. By the end of that year, I gotta be gone, and you'll be able to get more for me because I've signed that long-term deal with you. Yeah. And they're like, you're right. Let's do this deal. Yeah. That's between us. We promise if you sign, that's what we'll give you. Just a year, you can bounce. We'll sell you for a price that's nice and it's good. All right, cool. And then that time comes. A man saying to me, nah, we've got you on contract. Just staying as long as we want. And I'll be like, but we had the deal. I only signed it because we had that little deal. And man's like, yeah, well. And I'll say, no, I'll bun you, bruv. Bun you. I'll take me and my asset and go somewhere else because I know I'm that valuable, bruv. I know I'm that valuable to me. I've got the leverage in all this. So yes, I would not come. What's going on, John? I wouldn't come to work, especially if I was the asset like that.
I hear that. I'll finish that off in a minute. But big up, John, in the building, man.
Yo, yes. Big up, guys. Yes, my guys. I've missed you guys. Listen, man, work's been killing me today, man. Listen, it's been long.
Birthday gift, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to work. It's your birthday, but get a crack on with this project. That's set you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, trust me. But yeah, man. What are you guys saying though?
Yeah, so John, okay, so we've already spoke about the Aston Villa stuff. What's going on? I'm not sure if you've seen, but Danny Ings is he's made a move out of the blue. Ain't been spoken about. Yeah, Danny Ings is gone to Aston Villa.
Where's he gone?
Aston Villa.
What done?
Done. Under the close fee. They're gonna announce it on Sky Sports soon, but it's been done. He's signed. It says he's signed. Hold on. Someone actually put a comment in here. Yeah, get on this.
That's a quality signing, man.
Yeah, that's not a bad signing, man. Let's be real, man. He's got goals in him. Do you know what I mean? So we spoke about that. We can touch on that if you want. 100%. We're talking about how aggressive Villa's being, but we're just on the case of how disrespectful Harry Kane is for me. And yeah, what Rash is saying, it makes sense to me. It makes sense. Rash is not talking rubbish at all. But when Rash was saying what he was saying, there was a written agreement. Because in business world, there's no such thing as a gentleman's agreement. I can tell my supervisor I want to become a supervisor, and he'll be like, "Yeah, you got my word." That's a word. In the workplace where we work, people promises us stuff all the time. Now with Harry Kane, he has a gentleman agreement. I know with Danny Levy and the board. I'm saying that's not enough. If he didn't have pen to paper, he can't be upset that someone's disrespecting him. Like, it's not going to work. You don't put pen to paper, it's not official. So Harry Kane should have known at the back of his thing. So if Danny Levy's now moving stush with the money that's been sent in by City and he's rejecting it, he's being the prick. They're both being pricks. And now Harry Kane's gone on strike. And yeah, you should always protest for your position and everything. But at the end of the day, he's taking a piss. What's your thoughts?
So whose side is Rash on? You on Daniel Levy's side or Harry Kane's?
No, I'm saying, look, I understand what Kane's saying. Look, and I understand what Jalal's saying. It's the truth what Jalal's saying. You know what I mean? You got pen to paper. That's what it is. And I was saying that in most cases, we would probably honor that. Do you know what I mean? Even if it did piss us off, but if I know that I am the asset, because he said if we had a job and, we decided that, would we tell our bosses or would we come in? But it depends. If I was the asset, I was saying, look, if I was the asset and I said, look, I'm bouncing and I'm going to this bigger company at the end of the month, and you begged me and said, look, no, please just stay. We need you. Sign this long-term deal. We'll give you X amount of money. It doesn't matter. And I say, look, I'll only sign that if you let me go after a year, regardless. And you can sell me for a bit more, whatever. But look, I'm looking to chip, yeah, but I'll give you an extra year, and then say, okay, sign and we'll make sure we'll do that. Then when a year come, I would expect them to honor that. And if they didn't, and I knew I was the asset, like I could just take my shit and go somewhere else, then I would say, bun this company, I'm out. I'm not coming back until you honor that. That's what I would do if I was the pro asset. I would do that as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And if man's think it's more than just, okay, it's disrespectful and all that sort of thing. It's more like it's a principle thing now. I've trusted you. We've got a good relationship. Now you're being a prick to me by not honoring it to me and just telling me about this written contract. Now I'll tell you what I have the power to do. I have the power just not to turn up. I've got enough peas to chill. So you do what you got to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I would do that too.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Rash, to be honest. I'm not really mad at Harry Kane for not turning up to trading because we all know what Daniel Levy's like. He's not going to sell easy. And I do, obviously, what Jalil said is, what you said is true about, like, you need it in written contract because, like, obviously then you can't really complain. But I do feel like there should still be some value in the verbals as well. Like, there should still be some form of respect because we all know how it is. If Harry Kane was crap tomorrow, they'll sell him. They'd sell him in a heartbeat. Like, even if he wanted to stay, they'll find a way to get rid of him. So that's why I'm not mad at Harry Kane. I think he's kind of proven his point. He's probably looked at what Bale did a few years ago and said that's the only way to leave. Because Bale tried to go out amicably, but Daniel Levy said, "No, you're gonna stay." So Bale said, "I have to force the move." And in the end, Bale went to Madrid, and there was no regrets for him. Career changing, legacy changing for him. So life-changing money. So I think Harry Kane's just following a similar suit. And he knows, let's face it, man, we know what football's like these days. Unless he goes to Chelsea, if he goes to City, Spurs fans will be upset for 2-3 years. After that, they'll forgive. Liverpool fans, by majority of them, have forgiven Suarez, I think. A lot of Arsenal fans, I think, have forgiven Fabregas. People like Van Persie won't be forgiven because who he went to. So that's the only way I think Harry Kane can kill his ties completely if he goes to Chelsea. But I don't think he's going to go to Chelsea because we're going to touch on it. They're getting Lukaku. So yes. So I'm not mad at Kane. I agree with Rash. I'm not mad at Kane. I'll do the same thing.
I asked you guys this question because there's been a lot of players we're singling out, and I guess we'll start with Jeff. Yeah. See what happened to what's his name? Danny Rose. He's playing in the under-23s, and he didn't really do nothing. Should Kane be punished by them, or should they look at him and be like, he's got a point to protest and put us in a predicament. You know, we're going against City the first game. We do want 3 points, but he's not going to be there to actually help us. What's your thoughts on that? Should he be punished? Most, you know,
their first game was against City.
I believe so because there was.
That's funny.
imagine it was other way you to City. Jeff, we'll start with you. Should he be punished?
I guess it's not part of the contract that you can just be dodging your responsibilities like training and stuff. But the Danny Rose thing, it's all about value, and Danny Rose has no value. Sorry, you're just an average player who got lucky. You had one good season at 2015, and you lived off it until Mourinho came and shut it down. Kane is Tottenham. He's got how many Premier League goals?
Oh, stupid amount.
180 or something. 170.
I think he's close to 170. Yeah.
Like, come on, like it's there's night and day. So wherever he's not going to be punished. Like you're punishing yourself if you're punishing him. So if you say, you know what, you can't play, we're gonna put you in under 23s. You now have to play. What's my man they bought? The backup striker who never scores.
What is his
name? The Benfica Don.
Him.
He scored
like his name.
What's his name, man?
I don't know his name. Oh, Vinicius.
Vinicius. Yeah. The big light skin you.
Yeah, useless. Yeah. Like you're gonna have to play him, and especially if you're playing against someone like City or something like. Do you really want to punish yourself and play this guy here, or like Oliver Skip, or like it just don't make no sense. Like Kane is Spurs, so it's also all about your leverage. Like he has he has just as much leverage as the club. Spurs are in £1 billion worth of debt, so whilst they're driving a hard bargain, you should really just accept the 130 and bounce. Like on his side, he's 28, he's injury prone. he hasn't won anything yet. For someone who's that prolific, it's time to move on. Like the gentleman's agreement actually makes sense. I don't know why he's making it difficult and trying to say that we want 160. Like you got 100 million and an offer of like Laporte and someone else, or Laporte or someone else. Yeah, like
take that.
It doesn't make sense. Like I don't even know what you're fighting for.
That's gone now. Yeah, that's gone now.
That's gone now. Sterling's never
missed it. Yeah, like Sterling. If you caught it early, Sterling might have been enticed to go there. Laporte still might be. Who knows? Because if I'm behind John Stones and I'm way better than John Stones, I'm offended. I might go.
Nah, apparently Laporte wants to go back to Spain now.
Oh,
that's what I'm hearing.
Missed that one too.
Look at this. You see, look what a month or two does. So now you're in a strange situation. Like players probably don't want to go to you. Like you haven't. There's not been much activity. You brought Brian Gill.
Didn't they put in an offer? Or they buying some next no name tomorrow or something like that?
Romero. He's good.
The Atalanta guy.
No, it wasn't Romero. Who was it? So some guy, man.
Argentinian.
If so,
is he from the?
Let me look
from the Italian league. Yeah,
I'm gonna look for.
Because I know they're buying the Atalanta centre back for like 50 M's. The Argentinian
shocker. Wait, what? You said the Arsenal window's been a shocker.
No, it's what's going on with Arsenal? Besides Ben White, this has been a shocker.
I'm not that mad. Like it depends who you ask, bro. I'm not. I can't say I'm angry. Like I've been saying it since I've been on the show. Arsenal aren't good. Stop looking at us like we're in 2004 and you're looking at Henry and them man there. It's not that. It really isn't.
Yeah.
So, like,
sorry, Joe. I was just gonna say I saw a funny post this morning because yesterday, I think it was 22 years to the day we signed Henry.
Yeah,
and the post was like, this man really fooled the whole generation into supporting Arsenal, and now we're all stuck supporting this bum club.
Damsgaard. That's my man's name. Damsgaard.
Oh, he's good.
Wait, that's the guy that scored against England, right? Yeah. No, he's good, Rash.
He's young as well.
Spurs won't get him, Rash.
He's got no reason to go there.
He's got no reason to go Spurs.
If he's got any ambition, he will never. If he's got any ambition, he will never go there.
Who's he at again? Is he at Sampdoria or who is it?
Sampdoria, yeah.
But he might be inclined to go there.
I can't lie, man. As soon as Kane is gone, Spurs are collapsing back to where they used to be. Back to 7th, 8th, 9th.
Like, I don't know who they can like entice to go there, because if you're like a young budding player, I'm not going to Spurs, especially if Kane's not there. Like Kane would be my reason for going there, because like, all right, we're playing around this one of the best number 9s in the world, can pick up some gems. I can do something. Like now, I'm just gonna be serving Vinicius and Oliver Skip and.
Oh man! All right, let's make another transition onto who I believe potentially could be title contenders, Chelsea. John, let's start off with you, man. Do you think Lukaku's going?
Yes, he's good. Yeah, they will slap that offer in, and Inter will accept it. Inter are struggling financially, so they will accept it. Yeah, so they're gonna make a nice 105, 110 million for him, which is quality money. I mean, obviously, if he's worth that much, we all probably agree that Harry Kane's better than Lukaku, right?
Yeah.
It's close. It's closer now. It's
not a far distance.
It's not a far distance. So Harry Kane will probably be worth a bit more. Although there's the other side that Lukaku doesn't get injured.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
That's a valuable attribute. So I can't lie. Like, whilst when I saw Lukaku in the Euros, his hold-up play hadn't improved as much as I thought, it still is better enough where he's going to score a lot of goals. He's going to score a lot of goals. And what people don't realize about Lukaku is that he's actually on 143 Premier League goals himself. He will finish as the second or third top scorer of all time in the Prem if he comes back to Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I can see him bagging 25 in the next 2 seasons, and that almost takes him to 200 straight. And he loves Chelsea. So
loves Chelsea.
Yeah, man. I think personally, it's a very, very good move for him. He's going to come back very motivated. And I do think he's going to score a lot of goals. I can't lie. I think he's going to score a lot of goals because he's going to take the penalties straight.
Yep.
And yeah, he's just a goal scorer. He's proven it now. No matter what you can say about him, I used to chat shit about Lukaku myself. Yeah, he scores goals that can't be denied. So, yeah, man, I think it's a lot of money, but it's a good sign for Chelsea. I can't even lie.
Well, what I would say just before I jump on to give it to Jeff, so he can take over because I know he's got a cut soon. If you're a Chelsea fan, would you have wanted to get Haaland or Lukaku? If they're both put on the table for the same amount of money, who would you prefer to get? That's a hard question. I know. Sorry, but I had to put it to you before I give it to Jeff, man. I know. Go on, John. That was for you, bro.
Oh, that was for me. Snap.
Yeah, I know. I see you trying to shy away. Nah, man. You got to get this question. Rash has put it on me today to answer a question. It's your turn.
I think I would go for Haaland because of the age factor. Because the thing is, I think with Haaland is even if you buy him now, right? Let's say he's crap for like 3 years, I still think he's got a potential resale value of 60, 70 M's. Lukaku just wouldn't have that because of his age. And I think something I'm noticing as well about Haaland is that he's very marketable. People like that, that kind of white, brash guy, very cocky, very confident in his own ability, in a different way, but similar to Ibrahimovic a bit. He doesn't talk anywhere near as much as Ibra did, but he's got that type of swagger. So he's a goal scorer and he's very marketable. So for that reason, I would pick Haaland over Lukaku. But yeah, top strikers either way, bro.
Sweet. Jeff, just before you go, man, please answer that question and just give me your thoughts on man, Lukaku going Chelsea, man. What's gonna happen?
First of all, if it's Haaland or Lukaku, I'm picking Haaland every time. Just because age, there's 13 to 15 years you got if you buy him, because there's a long time he's got and he's already a killer. Like Lukaku is a good, very, very, very good signing. Like that as a second choice, because I think they looked at Haaland first and realized the money's just astronomical. Like you spend 160 now, or next year you might have a chance again in for 60. So you might as well take your chance, hope you do well this season, and hope you attract him to come to you, if that makes sense. So the Lukaku one, listen, man, Lukaku gets laughed at a lot, but say what you want, man. That guy is good. Like at Man United, like I thought he got unnecessary criticism. To be fair, like people were like, "Oh, he's not good on the ball." Who cares? Like he scores goals. Like that's what he does. He's gone to Inter and he's kind of like repurposed himself as one of the best strikers in football again. Like he moved to Man United. He scored like 25 or something in his first year.
Yeah,
got ripped. Then scored like 20 or something in the second year. Got ripped. Went away and tore up Serie A and did well in the Euros. So like he's, like it or not, man, say he's not prolific or he doesn't score at the first time of asking, that don't matter. Like there's not many strikers that do right now. It's probably like Lewandowski, maybe Benzema now, who's a good finisher. There's not maybe Kane. There's not many else who scored the first time of asking. Like, as good as Aubameyang is, Aubameyang doesn't score the first time of asking. He just gets a lot of chances, so he'll score one of the 3 he gets. Lukaku's kind of the same kind of guy. And this move will work. Like, it's better than the Man United move because Chelsea have got a lot of creativity in behind. There's the Pulisic, there's even Werner can create. Even though it's not pretty creations, he can create. Havertz, there's a lot of good players there who can feed him, and Lukaku, no one will like to play against him, especially now. Ziyech, he's going to terrorize somebody. Like Chelsea, I don't think they're gonna win the league, but they might push it to about February, March if they buy someone like Lukaku, because that's a guaranteed 20 Premier League goals for me.
Yeah, guaranteed.
No, facts. Jeff, you got to take off now, yeah?
Yeah, I gotta go, man. Gotta go play football and embarrass myself.
we know if there's a last man there, you're clamping him anyway, bro. Come on, we know what you're like. Don't do that.
Time to wait around.
But yeah, no, man. Bless man. Rash, what you telling me, bro?
Hey, Jeff, Friday, yeah?
Yeah, Friday. Take it easy.
Friday, my guy. Respect.
Friday. Peace. Yeah, that's what you're telling me, bro. This Lukaku thing, is it one to watch or what?
Look, I think it'll be stupid for Inter to not agree for it. I think Chelsea are offering in gross of about 120 if it needs to go there, 120, 130, and they're offering Lukaku. That's basically he's getting a deal for about 12 million a year. They're saying for the next 4 years, the contract will be like. Even if Inter didn't want to, knowing that, I would push the move. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, okay, in 4 years, that's 12, 24, 36, 48 million I'm getting just from football. Do you know what I mean? Let alone what's going to come with it in assets. And little sidekicks. I'm going to flip and go and do that. I'm going to push that through. I'm going to make sure that happens. Do you know what I mean as well? So I think that deal's as good as done, to be honest. I think it's going to happen. Inter need the dough. Lukaku will want that dough. And him coming back to the Prem with his confidence on the high after tearing up the Italian league, because he left the Premier League, not even having a poor season or anything like that, but he left with kind of like a bad taste in the mouth. Do you know what I'm trying to say? With the United fans, with media in general, they kind of pushed him up. So it'll be good for him to come back as one of their rivals as well. Show them what they lost out on. Do you know what I mean? He's strong. He's got the ability. He's been in the Prem before. He's always been in the question, as we've already mentioned, his goal tally that he's already got in the Premier League. So it's a serious thing for Lukaku, man. And I think the re-emergence of him in the Premier League will be good for football, will be good for the Prem as well. Be really good for Chelsea. It'll put them in a good position. And like you say, like Jeff was saying, it'll probably push City up until February, March. Give them some good contention. It will be good to watch. It's I think Chelsea they're building out like a winning squad. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to be real contenders next season. But yeah, like if City do get Kane as well as Grealish, I do think it's a wrap in that aspect. But yeah, man, big move for Lukaku. Big move.
Yeah, big move. And people forget as well that he's actually a boyhood Chelsea fan. And he was at Chelsea before. So he's got so much motivation to. He's gonna come hard. He's gonna come proper.
And the thing about Lukaku as well is that he's vocal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's vocal. He's vocal on the pitch to his teammates as well. He's not afraid to tell them what has to be done. But he's a figure in the changing rooms as well. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that we've seen. So it's going to be good for Chelsea, especially with a bunch of new boys coming as well. There's a lot of young lads at Chelsea as well, and it'll be good for him to make them appreciate what they've got, because when he was at Chelsea, he was loaned out pretty much half the time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
he didn't really play at all.
So he can offer his experience at Chelsea to let them know of how good of a position they are in, starting being first team football. Do you know what I mean? Week in, week out, and get them to appreciate it a bit more, and maybe to push on a little bit harder to try to get this league. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Not just to take a little relaxation after the Champions League. You know what I mean?
No, it'll be good for him still. Like he'll score a lot of goals. Like it'll be interesting to see if Tuchel adapts the system slightly to suit him, because he still does suit a lot more like playing counter-attacking football. Is still his strength. He's very good at running down the sides. I still think his hold-up play isn't the best, so he might struggle at that, even though he has improved. So, but in terms of scoring goals, he will score goals. His stats prove it. So 20 goals probably minimum guaranteed.
So this coming through me a bit. If Grealish is worth 100 mil, Mason Mount is worth 150.
Grealish is better than Mount.
Yeah, the person
Grealish is better than Mount.
So, John, do you know this person?
Yeah, they don't know football.
Are they Chelsea fan?
No. You can guess who they support.
United.
No. The other deluded club, Liverpool.
Because he did put up another comment, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 150 million for month.
Defend yourself. Defend yourself.
You see, this is the thing. He's the type of person that reads one. I said it. I've even said it here. I said Lukaku's hold-up play hasn't improved like people think it has, and it will be shown next season. But I never said that he's not going to score goals. So Yeah, and anyway, man, we know who it is. Ed's exposed it there. Yeah, man, I can't. Honestly, it's boring. And you know why?
That's why we love Ed.
Is it labs?
That's why we love Ed.
and you know how the argument started, guys? Yeah, hey Rash, imagine this. Yeah, imagine we're in this group chat, yeah, and I'm saying like I'm happy Grealish is going to see it for 100 M's because it shows people still value players who aren't all about stats, right?
Mm.
And then somehow the topic of Lallana being better than Grealish comes up. How's Lallana even relevant?
Lallana's on his way out.
But then he said that Lallana in his first year at Liverpool was better than what's it called? Grealish. Yeah. So I was like, I mean, where does that even come from?
Yeah, why even have that?
Why is that the first connotation? So that's when I realized that this person has a weird Liverpool fixation, because when you don't even bring it up, like it's okay to believe Mount is better than Grealish, just like some people might say Maddison's better than Grealish, even though I disagree with both. But yeah, but hey, real Lukaku, man, listen, man. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, people get to me, man. I can't even lie to you, man. Like, so yeah, man, it is weird. But good to see you back in here still. But yeah, man. I can't lie. So when I saw that Lallana and Grealish, I'm just like, bro, like, why is this even a debate?
Yeah, why even throw that in?
Why is that a debate?
Yeah, even. What's it got to do with the subject?
What has it got to do with Grealish going to City for 100 million?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like Grealish, that's fair enough. You don't like him. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Let's be real. Prime Lallana can't touch Grealish right now. Let's be real. Prime Lallana at Southampton. He wasn't prime.
He was a good player though. He was.
Yeah, prime Lallana was sick still. Him at Southampton, him and Rodriguez link up. That was amazing.
Yeah, 13-14, Lallana was quality at Southampton on the left wing. But I just think Grealish is better. That's just my personal opinion. I think Grealish is better. But hey, apparently it's mad. Apparently it's mad to say that Grealish is better than Lallana was, apparently. Even though no one will ever have this debate again.
Because I've baited you. You've been touched. Hey, mate. Mate. Is it?
Lambs made me leave the group chat. That's how bad it was.
Is it?
Man, I had to leave, bro.
Okay, that's Lamps.
That's Lamps. You don't want to be in a group chat with Lamps.
That's Lamps. That's Lamps, because Lamps knows to come in here, knowing you're doing a live show, change his name to something with a girl's name. Wait, let's go back to that. What? it's definitely you, bro. Chill.
Oh man, hey. That's mad. Don't worry, John, man. I've walked out of a few group chats, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Listen, you know how it goes, Rash, man. Sometimes you just go for your own health. For your own health.
If you
let
don't
me just read this quick. I told John a long time ago not to argue with Lamps. Waste of energy. This guy was bowling in oval cricket ground while we were playing football.
Do they do bowls in oval?
I have no idea. I don't even know.
Eddie's too funny. I swear down.
Yeah, I don't even know. To be fair, I don't even know. Lamps
said the cricket ground. Them men are doing bowls, bro.
All right, man. Well, listen, Lamps is Lamps, man. He's a character.
Ed will be forever undefeated in this chat. I don't think anybody's touched Ed in this chat, bro. Ever.
Yeah, maybe JB every once in a while.
No, I don't think them two have gone at. I don't think them two have ever gone at it. I don't think.
Oh no, not them two at each other, but the two that in the comments come hard still.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who comes up against Ed, I think Ed's got something for them anyway. So they haven't come up against each other. It's crazy. But where we at? What do we want to discuss, man? Oh, there we go. That's a good topic. Do you guys think Maddison is enough for Arsenal? Go on, John.
So, speaking about Arsenal, we didn't touch on how much of or whether it was a good deal about the Smith Rowe situation, him re-signing at Arsenal as well.
Take it away.
So like a lot of people will try to mock Arsenal and say, hey, your signings are only these three, and you think, Smith Rowe is a signing by doing that. But You don't understand. It is pretty much like that. He was in a situation where he had now put lights around his name, and people are coming for him. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm offering him lucrative deals and these sort of things, knowing that Arsenal aren't the contending side that they once were. To hold on to a Smith Rowe when you've got people who are contending, looking in your direction, and to hold them down long term, is also an extra bonus as well. So I think Arsenal did a bit of good business there. He's definitely one for the future to watch. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think there's only way is improving for this guy. He's already good at a young age. The fact that he'll be doing that development at Arsenal, I think it's really good. Some really good business for Arsenal in regards to him having a number 10. For some people, the numbers still hold some strength, some weight in a football game, and to other people, it's kind of lost its value. I don't think the youngers kind of use the actual number like that anymore. They use positions more as with the numbers and related to numbers, and that's even if the player doesn't have that number on the back. We know what you're talking about when we speak about it. So him having the actual number on his back, it can mean a lot for him, for Arsenal fans, because of previous number 10s and so forth like that, and for people who understand the role of it, and for him to be such a young player to have that as a number and in that position, I think it's very good for him, and I'm sure he'll be very happy. Is it a big deal where people are like, ha, Arsenal are making him the number 10? Well, I don't think it's a big deal like that, because we can just go for another number 10 that is better, and he just won't be number 10, because there's so many players, big names, who play the roles of certain positions, and they don't have that number on the back. So I don't think it's a big deal like that. But yeah, the Smith Rowe, I think that's a good achievement from Arsenal, and it just shows that they've still got the ability to somehow have some sort of negotiations, like ability. They seem a bit inept in it with the signings that we've done, and with the ways that we can't go over the finish line with certain players. But I think that was a good one.
Do you know what the thing is about the number 10 thing? I think a lot of fans got a bit upset about a young player like that getting the number 10 shirt. But in today's day and age, when you hear pundits talk about stuff like, oh, the number 10 position, the number 9 position, the number 7 position, that it's now become a position. Whereas back in the day, we're talking about the Brazilian days, they cemented names and their numbers into positions in terms of the player. To wear number 9, you've got to be on Ronaldo's level kind of thing. To wear 7 at United, for example, this is the example. You've got to bang goals like United. So for some clubs, it's like that. Before Arsenal, I don't think we can put any stigma at the moment, especially in the turmoil we're in at the moment, and especially when you're having conversations. Oh, that number 10 role, you should be doing this, and this. It's become a role now. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be met with any kind of stigma or stimulation, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think obviously I did say I didn't have an issue with Smith Rowe re-signing, because I think it's the right thing for him and for Arsenal, because I do like his potential. Like, he's clearly a very intelligent player, and I've actually, from seeing some clips of him in pre-season, I actually see that he can actually use his left foot quite well as well.
Very well.
He's got some good shooting on his left, which is good to be double-footed already at that age. Well, double-footed in terms of being able to shoot. So I actually like him as a player. I think he can grow to be very, very good for Arsenal. I did have an issue just with the number 10. One, because he only had half a season, but two, because subconsciously, I'm just thinking about the Arsenal fan base. Us three, we are reasonable Arsenal fans. That's hard to find. Most of Arsenal fans, sorry to say, are a bit deluded. So they're going to see this kid with number 10 and think he's got to put established number 10 numbers, not just allow him to grow naturally. That's my problem with it, because now people are going to, and not only that, you're going to get the trolling rival fans putting more pressure on it as well. So that's the only reason I said, you know what, it's a bit too soon for Smith Rowe. Let this kid continue to grow naturally, because I don't want his potential to be stealthed as it could be. Like the Saka number 7, as great as Perez was for Arsenal, Perez is brilliant for Arsenal, but Bergkamp's iconic. It's a small difference, but it's a big difference in number. That's why the Saka number 7 kind of went, okay, yeah, cool. Let's give Saka number 7. But Smith Rowe number 10, we all hit us straight away, like, number 10, because that number means something to us. And also because he wasn't iconic, but also was number 10 as well. And he had his down periods, but he had some good moments as well, also. So it just like, so that's my only thing, because our last 3 number 10s haven't basically been Bergkamp, then Van Persie had it for a bit, then Ozil. Some guys might have had it in there for like a bit. Like
I think Merson had it in there before, and I think Gallas had it.
Merson, I mean, Gallas one, forget that one. But, you know what I'm saying? But apart from that, those are elite names. And I think Smith Rowe can become a top player, don't get me wrong. I'm just worried it might be a bit too much pressure. But he seems like a relatively humble kid to me. So
no, I hear that. I hear that explanation totally, but like about them putting the kind of pressures that they would, because some Arsenal fans were like, yeah, we've got the new number 10, and in their eyes they're seeing Bergkamp, they're seeing Merson, they're seeing Van Pizzle, they're seeing Gallas, you know what I'm trying to say? And they're like, he's as good as them, where he's not yet. The boy's still developing, you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, no, I totally hear you. I hear you on that one. So.
But I agree with you both. I think it's good. Like, if you told me now, like, we signed, I think I said it the other day, if we signed Basuma but not number 10, I'm not mad. I don't mind Smith Rowe playing there for a season. I don't mind going through growing pains. I actually quite enjoy seeing young players develop. I don't mind it. So, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't like the pressure from other teams, other fans giving them sticks saying, look at your player.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, man.
Number 10, you know what I'm saying? People are going to do that.
When you get these numbers, you're always going to be... Like, it happened at United a few times when the number 7 got given to, I think it was Depay, and everyone was like,
look at that.
False move. You should have never done that, because now he's got to play to that. So I understand what you're saying. When you look at number 10, you think about our best other number 10, that's Bergkamp. And when Ozil got it, everyone was like, oh, that's cool. We've seen what he's done at Real Madrid. So that makes sense. And you don't want to put pressure on him.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. That's the brilliant comparison. Look at Depay now.
Yeah, facts.
At Barcelona. Well, Man United was a bit too soon, number 7 for a 21-year-old. It's a lot to take. So yeah.
No, of course. So wait, we're still in Arsenal. Cool. I remember Ed putting a comment in regards to, this is something to good finish on, but Ed put a comment in saying it's been a poor transfer window. And obviously Jeff said for him, definitely not a poor transfer window, because he knows what to expect from a club. You can't really add more when you've got a lot of dead weight, and you guys have put at least 12 players on loan, because we've got way too many in the club. Especially we're not in any European. This is crazy to say, we're not in any European competition. So what's the point of having all these players when you just can play once a week? You get what I'm saying? It's good to have rotations, but you've got enough of rotations. But having amount of players just sitting on the bench or sitting at home asking not to come in for this game, it's a bit ridiculous. So what's your thoughts on this transfer window so far? It's not finished yet, but just get your thoughts. For Arsenal.
Look, me being an Arsenal fan, knowing where we're at and seeing what we need, I mean, for our level, where we are right now, I think it's been quite good. If we can make a good signing now, like a top signing now, then it will be considered like a really good transfer window for me, because look, we're not in the Champions League, we're not in Europe. Okay, we're just in the Prem. People are looking at Arsenal as a team that is on the decline, and they're struggling to try and find form and to try and rebuild. So the fact that we managed to bring in the players that we need to, and in the positions that we need as well, and the players that we have, well, they're good players. I mean, Tavares as a backup for Tierney, I think that's really good, and that's what we needed. We needed a proper left back who can do that role if Tierney gets injured, and I think he would be able to fit the role and to be able to do a good job as well. With Lokonga as well, Sambi is looking like a very good player. You know, he's looking like he knows the position well. He's got a good reputation from Leverkusen. He's got a really good reputation over there. He's considered as a leader. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's got ability. Pundits are talking really good about his football, comparing him to certain players. You know, I don't do that, but they're comparing him to the Pogbas of the world and stuff like that. Younger Pogbas with certain different attributes and stuff, and it's always good to be in the same sentence as a great like Paul Pogba. You know what I'm trying to say? So the fact that Arsenal got someone who is progressing and people who have the potential to reach these heights is good that we're still even in the conversation. And for us to get Ben White as well, knowing that there was a few other people in for him as well. I mean, they flew under the radar, but there was a few people also looking around that could have threw a spanner in the works. And him wanting to come to Arsenal above the rest is a good statement as well. So Arsenal showed that, yeah, do you know what? We still can attract the good up and coming people. Do you know what I mean? And with a bit of money to spare, they can put in a bid for someone really good. Do you know what I'm trying to say right now? I mean, I was going for very cheap. You know what I mean? Cheaper than he should be. Do you know what I mean? He's still on the table. He can still go. Basuma's easily he can be achieved if they really wanted to go for him as well. You know, so and we still can sell. We still got a bunch of players that I still think we're trying to get rid of. And if I'm hearing things like Lacazette is in the pipeline of making moves and stuff like that, that plus the money that we've already gone can go behind as a very good backup. Someone to go as a cam as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Someone to fill in that role, or even another striker as well. So, for all the jeers that I was doing against Tammy and stuff like that, he looked pretty good against Arsenal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, he's not someone who I'd want at Arsenal, but you know what I'm trying to say. At least we'll have the money to have conversations with people, because I kept on hearing that we was broke. But yeah, we spent a lot of money, so I don't get this. So yeah, that's what I think on Arsenal's transfer window so far.
I'll say this. Yeah. I think Partey is injured.
Don't know. Yes, he is.
Yeah, so the guy you're talking about, Rash, can't even pronounce his name. I apologize. Ngog, and what's his name?
Just call him Zambi. Call him Zambi.
Zambi. So it's going to be Xhaka and Zambi going into the season in a couple 2 weeks' time. We start the season, so it's going to be them two playing. Do you trust him?
Have to.
Ain't got no choice, innit? What can you do? I mean, do you know what? If Arteta had the conversation, which I think he probably did with Xhaka, which was, listen, we know what you can do. If you can be the Xhaka who you are for your national team, yeah, you know you'll have your position properly. All you need to do is bring that sort of game to here. Do you know what I mean? And if certain conversations has been had, then Xhaka could be a good player at Arsenal. He could be. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He just needs to be that same guy consistently. Do you know what I mean? And be mature and look that he's got a bunch of youngers that's younger than him. They need role models, so he's got to step up. Someone's got to, and he seems like the only guy in the team that actually really can. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think.
Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, I think Lukaku should start with Xhaka in the first game, because I just think if Arsenal play El Nene and Xhaka in the first game against Brentford and don't win, people are going to go insane, because they're going to be like, how do we still have this midfield? Even if it's not their fault, that will go to that. And then Arteta does not need any extra. What's our first home game of the season after Brentford away? Because Brentford away is not an easy game. That's actually going to be a difficult first game of the Prem season. Is never easy, and I think we're actually the first game full stop. So what's our first home game after that? Oh, Chelsea. Oh yeah, listen,
Chelsea.
Right. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, Arteta needs to not mess around, right? So
he needs to put out a winning squad.
He needs to put out a winning squad, right? Because if we don't win at Brentford and lose at home to Chelsea, immediately it's panic stations. Immediately, you know what I'm saying? So.
Got City after that.
We'll see after that. I would start to get worried about Partey, because all these injuries. I know he was never injured before, but that doesn't matter now. He's injured now at Arsenal, so that's a worry. So we need to buy someone, regardless of it, to cover for his potential injuries, and then he's got to fight for his place. If you lose your place, you fight for it. That's how I think it's going to work. We can't be scared to sign players because it might upset this guy not making it in the team, bro. You got to fight for your place. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing, as much as I dislike Xhaka, no matter who we've signed through the years, he's managed to somehow keep his spot. So he's fought for his place. So if someone else has to do the same, they got to do the same. So, yeah, man, I think the party thing should start to be a concern for Arsenal fans. This is becoming a bit too recurrent for my liking.
Yeah, it's a concern for me now. You know what I think about injury prone players? They need to kick rocks. I was saying the same thing about Tierney, also on the backup, but Tierney can get away with it because of the position he plays. I'm sorry, but midfield win you game. And for me, Partey, if we're going to assess him from when we first signed him, he is a 4 out of 10. I've got to be real with that, man, because he only had one good game, and that was against United. He's had a few good games here and there where we've won. He wasn't prolific, though. I'm not going to lie, Xhaka's overshined him, and I think we brought that up a few times. So for me, if he doesn't put up his socks, I'm not going to blame him. You get injured. But if you're getting injured too much, you've got to kick rocks, man, because you've never seen a title-winning team. I know we're not a title-winning team. I'm not trying to put us there. But we've never seen a good team play with injury-prone players and make it to the top, ever.
Yeah, nah.
They've always been sold, or they've just never played. But they don't keep coming on the pitch and off the pitch and on the pitch getting injured and coming off. Only Arsenal, you'll see that shit.
Yeah, only us. As good as you are, if you miss 50% of the games, you're useless for 50% of the games. As harsh as it may sound, you make zero contribution.
I even remember Partey getting injured, and we were all just like, "What?" He was walking off the pitch, and Arteta's like, "No, you don't. You fucking cunt. Go on." Get back in there. You know what I mean? So that says a lot. It's injured. If you're injury prone, you're not going to be the player for us. I'm sorry to say it. I got onto Tierney for it. It'll be very unfair if I don't get onto Partey for it.
Yeah. No, that's fair, man. That's fair. Well, what we want to do, we want to round it off with predictions, top 4.
Should we wait for Jeff, or do you want to do that?
I think it may be a bit too soon, man. I think we should do that once.
The window's closed.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, Rash. Because I was gonna say we do that next week before the season started, but it's almost not fair because you don't know who's got.
Have they changed the window again? Does that stop at the beginning of September?
It's going back to September.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's slightly techie. I mean, if you were to ask me now, like just based off what's been done so far, roughly, I would say the only thing I would say is that my top 4 would be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United. I'm not going to say what order, but that would be my top 4 at the moment based on what they've done.
I'm gonna say the same as you.
For now, innit? For now, based off what I've seen, obviously I see Leicester have made a couple signings that have sneak under the radar. So you can never rule them out. I like who they've bought. But yeah, I just think there's so many factors. But yeah, it's a bit. If we make our final predictions now, we could look like fools because a lot can change in the next few minutes.
Let's wait.
Let's at least wait for the business of Maddison to be over.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're getting him. I can't lie.
I hope we do.
I think we're getting him. I think we're going to get him.
It'll be definitely a good signing if we do.
Yeah, I'll be happy with Maddison. I can't lie.
I would be happy with Maddison and all. I would be very happy.
I'll be happy with him.
It's good news the fact that he wants to come. You know, that's all I keep hearing is that out of the whole thing, if Arsenal come with the right certain P's, then this and that, they'll talk, blah, 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 slow negotiations. But the only thing constant that you're hearing is he wants to come to the North London club. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Which is always good signs. And the player wants.
He could have dismissed it already.
Yeah.
He could have dismissed it already. So I know he wants to come. So yeah, we just gotta get the deal done.
Yeah, let's hope we get the deal done before next week. Because I know he's been fit, so realistically he's ready to get into the game. But he needs a few sessions to marinate with the team and that, and just gel and see what kind of bonds he builds. But yeah, man, that's the end of the show, people. Thank you for tuning in. As we always do, we're gonna leave it to Rash to give us a few words, and we'll sign out. Rash, take it away, bro.
I'll be honest, I haven't really heard too much this week. But what I have heard is that Turkey are suffering quite badly right now. They've got fires, don't they? That's been happening, forest fires and so forth like that. And it's really bad. There's been a lot of homes that's been destroyed. A lot of people have been injured, hurt, killed. You know, so our prayers go out to people over in Turkey who's going through that right now. Pray that they're relieved from it. But we also know that while all these things are happening, And while we're watching the Olympics and things like that, there's things going on like in Palestine where the people, they can't sleep, you know, they can't go to school, you know, their parents aren't safe, and this is because of the Israeli pushing on in regards to their occupation and pushing their borders further and further. So remember these guys in your prayers as well. Also, there's a commotion that not a lot of people know about over in Cuba, where people are protesting, wanting to just be treated like equal citizens, you know, and you know, wanting the great opportunity that everyone has in life. They just want that as well. And governments are killing, kidnapping, taking people away from their families and never to be seen again. So, you know, with all the corruption going on in the world, let's just keep it real, people. Let's spread the peace. You know what I'm trying to say? Love always wins. Let's just keep it positive.
Yeah, man. Beautifully said. Love always wins.
Facts. And tune in. We'll be back, I think, on Friday. Great words from the boys, and stay blessed. Take care. Peace.
Salam.
Peace out, people. Peace.